welcome back to the Isn't That Rich podcast. Today we are thrilled to be talking about a brand new financial technology that Farmers State Bank is now carrying called Autobooks.
And who better to talk about Autobooks than Miss Christine Hankins, our president of retail banking.
Well, I'm excited to be here with you guys and excited to talk about Autobooks. I think it's going to make a big impact on our small businesses. It's going to be a tool that they can use to be able to accept payments, credit card payments, debit card payments. They can send invoices. It's just going to be really exciting for our small businesses.
Yes. So for those of you that are listening that are not familiar with Autobooks, because it's definitely new to us too, Autobooks is a comprehensive financial platform designed specifically for small businesses. And I'm really excited to roll out this product because I think it's just a great kind of in-between product for people that maybe are operating as a super small business or just getting started or maybe looking to switch financial platforms. So
absolutely. And what I love about it is integrated in our online banking portal. So if you already have accounts at Farmers State Bank, you log in to check your accounts and it's right there.
It's the coolest thing ever.
So you'll be able to send your invoices and do all of Autobooks right inside our online banking portal.
Seriously. So you're a Farmers State Bank business customer. You already have your business account set up here. Yes. You're going to be able to do it like I log into my Farmers State Bank online banking account, my mobile app.
Yes.
And Autobooks will be within that app.
Absolutely. You're going to be able to just auto enroll without calling the bank. So you absolutely can come in. We can talk it through a customer over the phone. We can make an appointment. But if you're tech savvy and you just want to start using it, you can auto enroll just like our bill pay or other things that we have inside our online banking. And it's going to be available to you that day.
Wow.
So
okay, so you can just log in and enroll yourself. That's
right
amazing.
there. So it's not even a separate platform. It's literally integrated within our online banking. And we saw it on our demo, and I think it's really cool.
Yes. And if you have an iPhone and you log into the app with your iPhone, there's going to be a tap to pay option. So if you have your customers right there live with you, so I'm thinking of like the pumpkin patch locally here, and they're buying pumpkins, you can say, do you want to tap to pay? They can tap their credit card, debit card, and on your iPhone device, and boom, it's going to be in your account.
Oh my gosh.
So that brings me to my next question about this Autobooks. So I am logged in, typically if you are using a different payment platform, the funds get deposited into, say, I'm just going to use it because it's one of the big ones out there, Square. So you have Square, and then it does a sweep once a week or whatever. It sweeps the accounts over to your business bank account. With Autobooks, this goes directly into the bank?
Yes. And it comes in as a ACH, which usually does take a couple business days, but you don't have to flip a switch or ask it to direct deposit to your account here at our bank.
Or maybe pay a fee that sometimes is associated with other platforms.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get your money when you get it.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I'm really excited for our small business owners.
Yeah.
Okay, Christine, before we get into who this is for, I want to talk about exactly all the things that it does. So Autobooks lives inside our mobile banking. What can a customer do with Autobooks?
Right. So I think the main thing with Autobooks is just it's a way for businesses to accept payments, for them to get paid. And that is something that they need to do. And I love for them to do it up front before they do the job. Because that helps with cash flow and all those things.
Well, I think about all these businesses, oftentimes they get paid by check and it's afterwards, or they're chasing down payments. Like they're chasing down getting a check, or they'll send an invoice 3 times through the mail, which takes however many days it takes. But this is something they can send immediately.
Yes, electronically. So they can send it by email. They can send it even by text message.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
So if you've got the person that mowed your lawn, he can send you an invoice by text.
Wow.
So many people are texting, but email as well. Okay. So invoices, and they can pay it immediately, pay it with debit card, credit card, and they can put a lot of details, specific details on the work that they did.
Or
it'll be good
you said
reporting.
They could even do, for someone that's doing landscaping, if they did it once a month, they can send a recurring invoice.
Yes.
So he doesn't even have to worry about Jill. He just knows on the 15th, his invoice automatically goes out to Jill, and he does that through Autobooks.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then I want to talk about the what the customer of this business small business, so they can pay by clicking a link, you said?
Yes.
So all you have to do is click a link and type in your credit card information and it pays.
Yes.
Or they can do bank account.
Yes.
payments.
So they could do an ACH where they put in the routing number and account number. And that is a great option. And a lot of people do prefer that way.
Yeah.
To pay. So you don't have to have a credit
Credit card to pay. That's
you can
really
use your
cool.
bank account.
That's really cool.
And gym memberships as well could do the automatic payments.
Yeah,
We
the
talked about
recurring
that.
payments.
The recurring payments.
For sure. So what else does Autobooks do? So we talked about invoicing and payments. What else does it do?
So credit card payments, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, it allows the businesses to accept credit card payments. So like if I was a business, I might not have a credit card processing device handy. Well, this allows me to process those payments too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think about a lot of smaller businesses, like even we talked about this, maybe girls that have a makeup business, they're probably not going to be carrying a credit card processing,
No.
thing. They're probably just accepting, through different
Venmo
Venmo,
check or
PayPal,
cash.
even our P2P platform, So I think it's just a great way to be able to accept credit card, which is
Right.
important because a lot of people pay with that.
Yeah.
We love credit cards.
We do.
And there's a lot of people that work full time and have small side businesses that they do as an extra job or a hobby. Maybe if you're an artist or different things, or even just small startup businesses, you're not going to have the merchant services to be able to accept credit cards. So this is going to be a quick, easy, efficient way to get paid.
Amazing.
So the next one is automated reconciliation. Tell us about that.
Yes. So this just, I think, gives the business a way to look over those invoices, make sure they are paid on time. Is that where we're going?
Well, I think it's really cool too that it reconciles, because how many times as a business owners you have all of these outstanding invoices. Autobooks does it in a way that you can say, okay, it's color coded. This is green. It's been paid. This one is 30 days until it's due, or this is already past due in red, and you need to go maybe
Collect.
send a follow-up invoice or send a collection. And this is all, so it has that automated reconciliation feature. So I think that's so cool.
Yeah. And you can keep track of that easily in the reporting to see how many, you sent out 20 invoices and 10 have been paid, 10 are past due or whatever. But it's an easy way to report that and keep track of that.
That's really great.
Cool. So once a payment is processed, how does that work? We kind of talked about it a little bit, but does it go directly into my bank account? How does that work?
Yes, it goes directly into your bank account. You don't have to flip a switch or do anything at all. So it's just Visa gets that authorization immediately. And so those funds are going to come to your bank account.
Wow.
It does take a couple of days, and especially if it's on a Friday night, you might not see it till the next Tuesday because you're already on the weekend. But that's just the same when you swipe your debit card here and you have a bank account with us.
It'll
takes
go
a couple
pending
days.
or whatever
Right.
until it hits.
Right.
So that just makes sense. But
Right.
you'll be able to see it within that. That's
yes.
pretty great.
Absolutely.
I think it's cool too because it's a safer way to collect payment. I know a lot of times you're carrying around people's checks that might get lost or get lost in the mail. I
Yes.
feel like this is a really safe way to collect payment.
Yeah. And it's all done through our online banking app. So it's very, very secure, all of it. And so your customers can feel secure too. You're sending out these invoices and it's all very secure. So,
And I think it's important to note too that it isn't just accepting digital payments. So someone can pay you with a check or cash, and then you can just go into Autobooks, click paid, and it's done.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can manually reconcile it
Yes.
too.
yes, you can.
That's great.
Yeah. And then with our online banking app, you could just even mobile deposit it if you don't want to come to the bank.
Oh, yeah.
We love to see our customers, but if you want to mobile deposit a check, you can do that.
I always forget about that option. Just take a picture of my check and deposit that way.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah. We have lots of customers that do it.
Really?
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
All right. So this is my most favorite part of Autobooks that I'm ready to talk about. So who can use this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go through the people. And which type of businesses I think would benefit best from Autobooks.
Right.
I think the service industry is what we talked about. So anybody that's providing services,
Yeah.
we talked about photographers already. Mm-hmm. So photographers, there's a lot of photography businesses, videoing businesses that would be one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that I
needing
think-
payment kind of up front, or just these service businesses.
Yeah. So any kind of creative professional, really. I mean, you think about it. You can think of like maybe your business, you hire somebody to write for you or write a website for you or anything
You're
like that.
a freelancer, Jill.
Freelancer. Yes, that's the word I was missing. But they can use that and benefit from Autobooks.
Yeah, so a marketing consultant would do that. Anybody that's doing, because I think of your Magpie Market here in town, they have a lot of vendors that are, some of them might be artistic, but any of those vendors would be great to use this. Or if you're selling lemonade at Magpie or whatever, because of the tap to pay option, you could just have your phone right there ready to accept payments, and they can tap their card and you can pay that way.
Even Magpie, like if they're having vendor day, will you send out this invoice to your vendors and you say, this is how you pay. This is how
Perfect.
much it is per day.
Yeah.
And they pay that invoice.
So many ways to use this product.
I think about you, Ashley, and you're building this house, and you are probably receiving so many invoices from all these different contractors out there, like your plumber,
Or they're just like, give me a check.
your electrician,
Yeah.
and
Plumbing,
a lot of-
electricity, framing, roofing, literally all of it.
Yeah, all your carpenters that are working on it, they could utilize Autobooks for their business. And instead of just sending you, I've received text messages too from contractors before. They're like, "Here's my invoice," and it's just a check. I'm like, that does
I've had
not.
that too.
My accountant doesn't really appreciate that. Like they want an actual invoice.
Right.
So I think this is just a really
Yeah.
professional, easy, really. For not much of a price, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about pricing later, but easy way for them to get that to you.
And we can get into this later, or we can talk about it now. But what is really great about like these construction and these trade businesses, when I ask them to do something on my home, sometimes it's 10 things that have to be done down to the nitty gritty details.
Right.
Like I'm thinking about my paint right now, and it's like, are you going to paint my doors? Are you going to paint my trim? Are you going to come back and
Prime it.
all of these things? How are you going to paint my ceiling? Is it going to be smooth? Is it going to be the weird orange peel? And these things cost different money. And so what Autobooks has done is they've built an estimate kind of portfolio in there that you can take your
Products that you sell.
products that you sell or your services that you sell, build them in there with the price already. And so if I ask, my painter, hey, I want you to give me an estimate for this, that, these, and those, he pops that in there, sends it over to me, and then I know this is what I'm paying. And then when the job's done, he sends me an invoice.
The final invoice.
With all that on there. I'm not
surprised.
jump scared by what I've got, but
Or if your
so
doors aren't painted, you can feel good about you didn't pay for that. And it's
Yes.
itemized. So
yes,
it's-
that's exactly what I was going to say. I'll say, you did a horrible job painting my doors, or you didn't do it. Take this off my price before I pay you. So it's
Right.
good for the consumer too.
Yeah, and for that business owner to really keep track, okay, I didn't charge them or I did. And I'm thinking, like when you're doing work for a business, if we have somebody come here to the bank and do work for us, we want to be paid by an invoice.
Yes.
So we can keep track of what they did, what it cost. So invoicing is good for both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that you can build it and do an estimate right there. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
The next maybe group of professionals that I think would be great is like consulting firms. So management firm, marketing, even law firms. I'm not sure how they
They send some send invoices.
Yeah.
And that's how they get paid. So but some don't.
Yeah.
And so that
it'd
would
be
help.
interesting to see what a law firm's like estimate listicle looks like.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm what's it, not supporting you in court, but representing you in court, and you robbed a jewelry store. I don't know. Here's the bill.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I'm
think
just
it's more of
thinking
an
about anything.
hourly basis, Ashley.
Sorry, I don't
but-
know. I'm just saying, if you're a lawyer and you want to do it like that, Autobooks.
It's
has
more
that option
like
for
I
you.
talked to you for 10 minutes on the phone and I'm going to bill you for that
Here's
10
the
minutes.
It's $250.
Or I sent you an email.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously.
And that's been an hour.
Yes.
But lots of firms, lots of management firms.
Yes, for sure. And
Yes.
I think, so I teach yoga on the side.
Yes.
And I think it would be so nice for me to be able to send invoices as a yoga instructor. Like I could bill for a class that I taught at different businesses.
At the
through
peony
this.
farm.
Yeah.
Or
that you do.
we have so many small businesses that do massages or facials,
yeah.
and they could send the reminders, because that's an option too, that they can send a reminder for their appointment.
That's so
Through it.
Wait, okay. This is something I really want to talk about. So you can set up appointments. You can schedule appointments through it. You can send reminders and then send them an invoice, like recurring
I
invoices.
didn't know that. Wow.
That is really cool.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's almost like a customer relationship management, like a CRM, all within this Autobooks.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
For basically not very much money, especially when you're comparing to maybe QuickBooks and some other products out there that are really costly.
Yes.
This is a really great product.
I love that.
I love this with like the event planners. I think that's a huge one. So wedding planners. I even think about florists or
Oh my
anybody like
gosh.
Poppy and Vine. I think they always, we have 5 million things we get from them. If they can just throw it in an invoice and send it our way, I mean, that's the best way to pay it.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Or if you think a lot of businesses now don't have a storefront at all, and they do strictly like e-commerce business, I think that is really cool that you can use this for e-commerce as well.
Because you can integrate it into your website.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
So cool.
And so non-for-profits, we talked about that. A lot of times they need to collect payment and they don't want to do merchant services because it costs a lot.
Yeah.
So they could do that. And even if there are fees, because there are fees, and we're going to talk about that, to accept Visa and things, they can pass that on to the person that's wanting to donate for the non-for-profit, which I love that.
So this is a good option for non-for-profits.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Really
Sounds like it's the best option for non-for-profits in the service industry to me, from what we've read
absolutely.
today.
Yeah. But I think we have to mention this because I think of landscapers and landscapers. Too.
Yes.
Landscapers and landscaping
I'm like,
companies.
what's a landscaper?
Landscaping and lawn services
Yes.
is what I
Yes.
meant to say. That would be really good because I personally, the person that mows our lawn at one of the buildings that I own, he'll send me he'll tape just a handwritten invoice to my desk every week that he goes and pays our lawn. I'm like, man, this could be so much easier for him instead of like wondering.
And for you,
and
just to
for
pay it
me.
online.
And he could text it to you.
He could text
Not
it.
just email, but he could text you the invoice.
Right. Oh, that would be so
'Cause-
nice.
Yeah, because the person that mows my family's properties, he always just sends a text like what you owe. But if he actually sent an invoice, it would be a link where we could hop the credit card right in there and pay it. Or if we want to use our checking account and do the ACH option, that would be great too.
And I'm sure we could think of 100 more people this would be really great
Well,
for.
music teachers, tutors, that was on the list that we talked about.
Housekeepers. I know lots of
Housekeepers.
people that clean
Oh.
houses. That's such a good one. And if it's like if you're doing a weekly clean for these people, do a recurring payment. So
That's
easy.
so good.
Have your set price.
Then when it's
So
time to get
easy.
your 1099, it'll be so much easier, wouldn't it? It's
Yeah.
like you have all my invoices, you have it.
Yes.
And so it's so much easier when it comes time for that.
So that's a great point because for an additional $9.99 a month, they can get all kinds of reporting. So
Okay.
when it's time for tax time, that is so cheap to be able to, give your CPA or if you do your own taxes. So cash flow reports, if you need a income statement or balance. I love this part. You could, if you don't have all of your banking with Farmers, although we want it all, but if you don't, you can actually pull in other accounts from other banks. So loans, other deposits, and it'll create you a balance sheet. So you'll have your liabilities and your assets on it, which also, if you're trying to apply for a loan, you have to fill out a balance sheet. If you're a business, this prepares it for you. So there's so many reports that you could use if you want to use that option for $9.99 a month, but it's so worth it.
I love that. I love that with the financial overview. You have total revenue, outstanding invoices, expenses, and profit margins.
Wow.
Yep.
All on your dashboard.
Yep. Cash flow statements. You can export export certain reports, PDFs, if you want to email them to your CPA or whatever when you're ready for tax time. But I'm glad you brought that up because there are so many reports that you could pull through that. So this isn't just a way to take payments. It's a way to organize your business that way too. So
That's huge. That's really huge. 'Cause I know I'm doing this manually for like my side business that I have. I literally print out all of my bank statements for the year and I send it over. I put it in a CSV file and I send it over. So it takes me some time, right? So I have to go month by month and export the CSV file and then send it over to my accountant. Well, this would be so much easier to pull this whole report.
and your accountant would charge you less because everything they have to do with your bank statements, it would do it in all of these reports.
Wow.
So you could just pull them, send them straight to your CPA. They wouldn't have to look at those bank statements and spend that time. So it would save them a lot of time. They're charging you based on the time.
Right.
And their time is a lot more expensive than $9.99 a month.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
So that would be well worth looking into that portion.
So cool.
I really like this trend analysis. So by comparing reports over different periods, businesses can perform trend analysis. So this helps spotting patterns, identifying seasonal trends.
Yeah.
Okay.
And making informed decisions about business strategies. So Jill, I think about your Airbnb.
I love it because, I mean, every business should be looking at the trends and the opportunities that are coming up.
Yeah.
So this just has so many things.
Well, and I think that ultimately helps you manage your money better because if you know you're going to run into a slow season December through February, maybe you can be like, okay, I need to manage my money correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the fees. We talked about that as $10 or $9.99 for the reports add-on. But what does it cost to have Autobooks? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So when you enroll, you do not have to sign up for that $9.99 reports, the add-on. That is just something additional if you want it.
Okay.
So when you enroll, it is free.
Okay.
There's no hidden cost. There's not anything we're going to charge you monthly.
Okay.
There are fees when you start taking payments, those processing fees.
Okay, let's talk about them.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the first fee? Like what is the lowest fee that you get charged?
Right. So if you send out an invoice and they pay wanting you to debit their account using their routing number and account number at a financial institution, then that is 1%.
Okay. So you said like it's a $100 bill or invoice.
Yes.
And the 1% would just be $1.
Right.
Okay.
So
I'm going to pay with my bank account and it's just going to take $1.
yes. So that's pretty easy and inexpensive to accept a payment, really. And then if they want to use that tap to pay feature, so maybe they're at the Magpie and they're selling lemonades and they do the tap to pay feature, that is the 2.75%.
Okay.
So a lot of businesses are just incorporating that in their charge. They're adding that on.
Yeah, a lot of businesses do add the processing fees inside the payment. So like in the invoice or the tap to pay, you could just add that. And I think you can set that up inside Autobooks too to say you always collect the processing fees.
Yeah, you can do that. You can increase your prices. I mean, we're seeing that happen a lot.
Okay.
Over the years. That's been happening. So that's that's something for the business to consider for sure.
Cool.
If they want to pay with debit or credit card and you send them an invoice and they pay through debit credit card, that's the 3.49% fee.
Okay.
So, and that's across the board.
It's pretty average for credit card processing fees is the 3.49. Yeah.
But the advantage is you're getting that payment quick and on time, and everybody is wanting to pay that way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not very many people do
to.
cash and check anymore. No. So, yeah.
And I feel like most people are used to paying that way.
Right.
So I'm used to I feel like you're used to seeing that. We're passing this on to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, well, I think that's great. No cost to set it up. That's great. And nothing hidden. There's no hidden costs unless you want to take on those report features.
Right.
That would be $9.99. Are you kidding me?
I know. It's great.
It's the best deal.
So I want to talk about when people can start seeing this. Like when is this going to be live and when can people start signing up for this? When is it going to be in the app?
So today.
Yeah, April 15th.
Yeah, today it's going to be live. So you can just go in and enroll and it's ready to go.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Gosh. Makes me want to start a little business so I can just build an estimate and
Send some invoices.
send some and get some payment.
I think it's a great product for sure. And I'm excited
really
to have it
is.
and offer it.
So if you have any additional questions, just call the bank. There's multiple people that can help you. I can definitely help you. But it is a self-enroll thing. So I love that if you want to check it out and enroll and mess around with it and play around with it, it's free to do that.
Yes.
And so as long as you're not accepting payments, you're not going to have any charges just to check it out.
Right.
That's
And see
amazing.
and see if you would like to use it and then have questions. Yeah.
That's
so
great.
it's really easy. It's going to be an easy product
Yeah,
to use.
I agree.
It's going to make businesses be more organized and it's less headaches and easy to collect payments.
Absolutely.
Get paid.
So for our listeners here and they're interested in learning more, they can come into the bank and they can talk to you. And if they want help setting up their business, they can just stop in our branch.
Yes, perfect. We would love to have them. And for any existing businesses, we want you to know this is available and you can hop on your online banking today and sign up.
Amazing.
And I want to plug this too. We are always willing to help people with it. We have great customer service here. But Autobooks customer service is excellent as well. And so you're going to get great customer service across the board with
Right.
this product.
Right.
Sometimes you don't get that with
Right.
some places.
That's for sure. Well, thank you so much for being on today to kind of go over
thank
this.
you.
So good.
It's always fun to have you on, Christine.
Well, thank you guys.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
So Jill, where do we go from here?
Be sure to check out our show notes for this episode and also be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our newsletter. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.